My name is Nataf Romaine, and for the last 4 years I've been on a journey to discover people from the US Virgin Islands living around the world, representing the territory to the fullest. From planes to trains to automobiles, we've been across the country meeting people from home doing it big. Whether they are from St. Croix, St. Thomas, or St. John, there are many Virgin Islanders out there showing the world how nice we are. And I want to make sure that we as a people know how nice we are. We are the US Virgin Islands, and we are all ambassadors.
Oh, yeah. Virgin Islands, nice. So nice.
Welcome to an all-new season of US Virgin Islands Ambassadors. I'm Nataf Romaine. This season, we will continue to explore the lives and stories of people from the US Virgin Islands. From entertainment to business to sports, Virgin Islanders are everywhere. As a matter of fact, I think it's pretty much safe to say that we are experiencing the VI Renaissance. This season, we are kicking things off in Miami, Florida. We are actually here supporting the VI culinary team at the Taste of the Caribbean Culinary Arts Competition. And it's fitting that we are here in Florida because our first ambassador actually spent a lot of time here. And I'm talking about international reggae star, Pressure Busspipe. Here's his story.
My name is Pressure Busspipe, reggae artist, songwriter, born and raised in St. Thomas, US Virgin Islands. As a young man, I was in Little League, at the same time while I was playing baseball, I was into the musical in school. I was playing trumpet from a very young age, from at least, I think I was 8 or 9 years old when I first started to play the trumpet. And from then, I was back and forth. I would be in a band in school, and after school, it would be Little League. When I got to 6th grade, I started playing steel pan with the Rising Stars. So my life started to become more musical. It started to become more like patterning out for what it's supposed to be. So I enjoy playing the steel pan with the Rising Stars, and while playing with the Rising Stars, I learned to play the drums. I would always be drumming. When we have break and thing, instructors then would run me, but yet still I would always find the drum set again, and shortly after I really started to take it serious, drumming, and it was that time when I was in the 9th grade, I had to decide if it's music I really want to do or if it's sports, playing baseball, and my heart was with music.
USVI Ambassadors with Nataf Romaine is sponsored by the United States Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, USVI Nice.
So nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas, nice. So nice, so nice. St. Croix full of pure vibes. So nice, so nice. This summer, experience US Virgin Islands nice. Book 4 nights at visitusvi.com before July 16th to receive the fortnight free, plus $350 in spending credits.
The cruise industry is growing globally as more people are traveling based on value and destination. As the demand for cruise travel increases, the cruise lines are building bigger ships and the ports have the responsibility to make accommodations. That's why West Indian Company Limited is doing its part to prepare for our future. The West Indian Company Limited. Stability, prosperity, our future.
Captioning for US Virgin Islands Ambassadors with Nataf Romaine is brought to you by First Bank. Together, we are one.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
How close to school?
How far from work?
Small yard close to town.
Or a large garden in the country.
With all the decisions that come with buying a home, the most important is choosing a local lender that understands the market
and understands our personal goals.
Home ownership begins at First Bank, and you have our commitment. We'll be with you every step of the way. First Bank, together we are one.
It was like a fighting force between trying to do music and staying focused in school with academics and stuff like that. And I couldn't get it together. The grades wasn't really matching up to the music. Like my report card would be saying like D, C, and when it comes to music, it's an A+. So my mother said something wrong here, man. You're trying to trick me, you know? You need to stay focused on these grades and then get these grades up, because if you don't get your education, you can't afford it with yourself in life, you know? So I continue to try and try to do my thing, and you know, it just wasn't working out. So my mother sent me away to live with my uncle because she felt I would stay more focused with my academics. I decided to start writing music. I decided to start, you know, to start furthering in my vocals and singing and seeing how that go. So I would go to school and they always would have this little rap battle in school where you have somebody, man, them will come and start rapping contests and things. So one time I jump in the rap battle, right, and I sing like a Sean Paul song. Cause me ain't no lyrics at the time, you know. And I sing this Sean Paul tune, and nobody in the school know who Sean Paul is at the time, because the whole school is just straight American, you know. And my accent alone, coming from the Virgin Islands, it make me a popular person in the school. So when I bust out that Sean Paul tune, the place went mad. Everybody thought it was my song. And I say, you know something? Everybody start coming to me and be like, yo, you need to come with us. We're trying to get you in the studio, bro. We got this little studio down in the projects, man. We could go down there and record. I was like, look, my uncle ain't gonna leave me go. You know what I mean? And yo, so I decided to say, listen, I gotta start writing my own lyrics, man. Because if they like how I singing somebody else's thing, I need to start writing my own lyrics fast, so, you know. And I started to. And I would ask my uncle, I would be like, listen, I could go down in the projects and record my song. He'll be like, no, sir, when them grades come up, then we're gonna talk about that. So, of course, I had to get that together. And when I did, I went back to him and he was like, all right, I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna drop you down there. And in 1 hour coming back for you, whatever you have to do it in that 1 hour. And so said, so done. He know I already had songs already written and ready to record. So when I went down to the studio, in this little studio, which it was my bedroom at the time, bedroom, you know, his little put together mic and little computer or whatever. And it was, I recall the first song was Ghetto Youths. The ghetto youths crying out, can't you hear the complaint, while the rich man have the money and them run go campaign. When there's no food on the table, who is there to blame? Selassie, I make call out your name. You know, some simple little lyrics, but they had love it. So they put it on a little CD. My uncle was like, all right, you're singing good, you're singing good. You know, I like what I'm hearing. So I sent the little demo back to St. Thomas and back to one of my friends, them, Rafai Jaciano. Right? And I sent it back to him and he was like, listen, man, I doing my thing down here. You need to come back home so we could join up and do our thing. You know, and I sent it to a couple other friends of mine that come from the community as mine, and they were like, listen, yeah, my boy, you're singing nasty, you're singing wicked, right? So I said, all right, I'm going to take this here serious.
USVI Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is sponsored by the United States Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, USVI Nice.
Hey guys, which way's Fort Christian?
That way.
What's going on here?
We pledge to make our visitors feel welcome. Do you need some help?
Can you help us find Fort
Christian.
It's right over there. Let me show you.
Gregory took the pledge.
Because tourism, it's all of us.
Captioning for U.S. Virgin Islands Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is brought to you by First Bank. Together, we are one.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath?
How close to school?
How far from work?
Small yard close to town.
Or a large garden in the country?
With all the decisions that come with buying a home, the most important is choosing a local lender that understands the market.
And understands our personal goals.
Home ownership begins at First Bank, and you have our commitment. We'll be with you every step of the way. First Bank, together we are one.
My mother would call and be like, Mommy, I need to come home. I don't want to be up here no more. You know, just begging my mother to bring me back home. But of course, my grades were doing better and it was showing. So she allowed me to come back home and finish and graduate at Charlotte Amali. So when I came back home and I linked up with Rafael Jassiano, it was like, yeah, my boy. So now me and Rafi, we start opening for talent shows. We were doing introduction night, sophomore show. We even did Star Fest. We had linked up with Nayora, who were out of school, but Kimby and Icarus were still going to Nazareth. And we linked up with them, man, and it was like, wow, these men singing good music, like how we singing good music. We need to join forces, man. And Rafael just said, listen, we're going to call ourselves the Star Lion family. And from then we start come together and record, and not really record as much, but we would be chanting every day. We would string up sound in like every community and go from different community every day and chant and do our thing and get our recognition in the communities of St. Thomas. And after that, I decided I wanted to start work on some solo projects. So I linked up with Dean Pan over in St. Croix. So when I linked with him, he was interested in trying to work with me too. So we decided we were going to put out an album, and our first album was called The Pressure Is On. And that album got a lot of great recognition throughout the island. Throughout St. Thomas, St. Croix was playing, and the radio stations heavy, songs like No Limitation and Zion is Home. That gave me great recognition in the Virgin Islands at the time. At the time, Dean Pan was living in Miami too. He was working out at Guitar Center. So Dan Carlian would come there to buy his Pro Tools and his equipment and whatever programs he need and stuff like that. And Dean Pan gave him a copy of the album, and he listened to the album, and from then he contacted me and said, listen, I want to do some work with you. I was like, who this? He said, Dan Carlian. I said, who Dan Carlian? I start listing out the tune name. This Dan Carlian? The man say, yeah man, me. I said, wow. It's a blessing to talk to you, man. You do so much great work. I love all the work you do, and it was just a great feeling. And he said, listen, I want to do an album with you. He wasn't even talking about just one song. He was saying, listen, I want to do an album with you. So I was like, wow, this man's serious, man. He started listing the songs on my album that I did for Dean Pan that he really, really liked. He was like, yo, you see that one, they're mad, that one, they're sick. So I'm like, all right. So he sent me the rhythms. It was like 13 rhythms. And I went through the first rhythm. The rhythm was tough. I went to the second rhythm, and that rhythm was the rhythm of love and affection. And I stayed there, and that second track, I was like, no, this one ain't mad. I said, you know something, let me go on to the third track and listen to all the track then before I really decide this is the track I'm gonna start working with. As soon as Dean get off of work, he like, where you is? And we link up in the studio. When Dean heard this song, Dean was like, yo, Pressure, if Dan don't like this one here, right, something wrong, you know? So we sent it to Dan after I recorded the song, and Dan was like amazed. He was like, listen, I need you to come to Jamaica. I need you to come down here. I want you to come and let's do some real work. Come and record the album in my studio. So I was like, ready. He sent for me to Jamaica, and it was like history. You know, I re-recorded Love and Affection down there. I recorded Be Free, The Ghetto Life, and I was getting so much recognition in Jamaica so fast, you know, and it was a great feeling coming from the US Virgin Islands, you know, to be accepted in reggae music throughout the world.
USVI Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is sponsored by the United States Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, USVI Nice.
Cry full of pure vibes, so nice. This summer, experience US Virgin Islands nice. Book 4 nights at visitusvi.com before July 16th to receive the fortnight free, plus $350 in spending credits.
The cruise industry is growing globally as more people are traveling based on value and destination. As the demand for cruise travel increases, the cruise lines are building bigger ships, and the ports have the responsibility to make accommodations. That's why West Indian Company Limited is doing its part to prepare for our future. The West Indian Company Limited. Stability, prosperity, our future.
Captioning for U.S. Virgin Islands Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is brought to you by First Bank. Together, we are one.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath.
How close to school?
How far from work?
Small yard close to town.
Or a large garden in the country.
With all the decisions that come with buying a home, the most important is choosing a local lender that understands the market
And understands our personal goals.
Home ownership begins at First Bank. If you have our commitment, we'll be with you every step of the way. First Bank, together we are one.
It was just finding myself and reconnecting with the people that, you know, who know me from nowhere, you know what I mean, know me from nothing, you understand? And reconnecting with them meaning coming back home to the Virgin Islands and showing the people that, you know, pressure in Ghana is the same old pressure, you know, nothing ain't changed. We see him in Pueblo the other day, you know, he went Kmart, you know what I mean, nothing don't change. And nothing has ever changed. It's just that the music just I get more wiser and we sing more things about what we learn across the world. And definitely coming back home was a great thing for me because I get to acknowledge a lot of what was really happening in the community and you know, get to really set my foundation back again. You know, at the time when I decided to do that, I linked up with TP, of course, and me and TP decided we're going to work on an album. I said, why not? Let's do it, you know. So I would fly back and forth to St. Croix and record the album. And it was just a special moment when, you know, he played the rhythm for me and I was like, yeah, that rhythm, they sound happy, just making me feel happy, you know. And the vibe just hit me. I just started to sing without just no lyrics, anything. I just started to sing on the rhythm. So nice, so nice, so nice. I just keep singing it repetitively and I say, you know something, I'm going to turn this into a Virgin Islands song. I'm going to say, Virgin Islands, so nice. You know, I think the people is going to be proud. They're going to restore pride if I sing Virgin Islands nice. I could have sing we in the party, you know. I could have sing we on the beach, we drinking mojito, you know. Because the rhythm, it carries that happy feeling. It makes you feel, it feels Caribbean, it feels like palm trees, you know. But I decided to reconnect with my history and the song, reconnect with the people and restore pride in them with the music. And when I brought the idea to TP, I started the chorus and I sing the chorus to TP. And I told him where I really want to go with the song. And TP was like, yeah, I think we need to really talk about the history and those that really set it for the Virgin Islands so that now we could see the place nice. You understand? So the night, we spent night on the internet, we were searching up all our great leaders and stuff. I mean, we had know of some that are of offhand, but we came up with at least like over 15 great leaders and people that were really a part of, you know, from slavery, you know, like the General Budho and the Queen Mary. There was so much more, like the Caspar Holstein. It was so much more that we could have mentioned, you know, but the song was only so long. And we decided to cut it down this short and we end up with just the General Budho, the Queen Mary and the Edward Blyden, you know. And when we finished record that song, me and TP look at one another and we was like, listen, this is going to be crazy. When we release this is going to be crazy pressure, trust me. And I was with him, like every day I go to the studio, before I start my work, I would be like, TP, play that song for me, man, I have to hear it. I have to hear it. I went home singing it. It's like, in my head, like I was already seeing the excitement of the people when they hear the song, and we only recorded the night before. I was already seeing what it was going to do. So we say, you know something, we need to shoot a video for this song. And we want to shoot the video on all 3 islands. St. John, St. Thomas, St. Croix, we even went Buck Island. You know, we want to record it on all 3 islands, and it was a great vibe. You know, we hired Digitac, and Digitac came in and gave us the visuals. It was a blessed everything was just on point. The day we released the video, I said, TP, what time we releasing the video? He said 12 o'clock we're gonna release it. So me and he went and we had lunch. We make sure we get our food, everything, and we got in studio. And we wait till 12 o'clock and press send, right? It was the most amazing feeling. And we press send and we just sit back and watch our timeline just go crazy. And the timeline was going crazy. Like I talking about, like love and affection didn't do that. You understand? I have never seen like a song went so viral in like minutes, like within an hour. You know, I was getting calls from the government. People was calling me from their office. They city in a meeting and the whole meeting is watching the video. When they tell me who in the meeting, I'm like, you serious? And I'm like, wow, this, I said, TP, you see what I tell you? You see what I tell you? You see what I tell you? And it was a good feeling. And you know, from there we just continue spreading the music throughout the Virgin Islands and the world, and showing the world that the Virgin Islands nice. When I create the song, the tourist board wasn't on my mind at all. You know, it wasn't, I was like the people, you know, I was more like the people is who I go into. This song belongs to the people. This is a song to restore the people's pride, you know. And of course, when the song released, people is calling me and like, listen, the tourist board need to pick up this song. And I was getting calls from all over the place. And then I started to realize, I was like, okay, well, probably will be a good song to promote the island. You know what I mean? So, you know, shortly after, I got a call to do the ambassador event in Miami. And that's where me and the commissioner, we talked, and she said she would like to have a meeting with me when we get back to St. Thomas, and it went well, you know, and I'm giving thanks there.
USVI Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is sponsored by the United States Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, USVI Nice.
So nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas, nice. So nice, so nice. Send cry full of pure vibes. So nice, so nice. This summer, experience US Virgin Islands nice. Book 4 nights at visitusvi.com before July 16th to receive the fortnight free, plus $350 in spending credits.
Captioning for U.S. Virgin Islands Ambassadors with Natafa Romaine is brought to you by First Bank. Together, we are one.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath?
How close to school?
How far from work?
Small yard close to town.
Or a large garden in the country.
With all the decisions that come with buying a home, the most important is choosing a local lender that understands the market
And understands our personal goals.
Home ownership begins at First Bank, and you have our commitment. We'll be with you every step of the way. First Bank, together we are one.
The album that came after the song was recorded before the song. You understand? And it was like I recorded the album, but whatever technical difficulties it was going through to get released, it was taking so long that I decided to come back to the Virgin Islands and record the album with TP. When I got with TP, we recorded the album. The album was recorded within a month, 2 months maximum, right? And it was released within a 4-month span of recording to release. So I was like, listen, because it has been 4 years before I recorded and put out an album, I was just constantly putting out singles. So I felt it was long overdue to put out an album. 2 years had passed and I was telling people that the album is coming soon, it's coming soon, and it never hit the market. So I decided to work on my own project, you know, along with TP, and we joined forces, I Grade Records, Busspipe Records, and we put the album out independently. And when that album came out, of course, now the next album ready, you know what I mean? So when the next album come out, now it was like, I can't do nothing about it. Now they're ready to put it out. But at the same time, my focus was promoting the sound, because the sound was more an independent project, something that I felt like is doing really well right now, and you know, it probably wasn't ready to put out a next album at the time. But if it's out, so be it. It's my album. I still have to promote it and make the people know that there's a new album out as well. You know, many people were saying, yo, we ain't even done with the sound yet. You know, we ain't done with the sound yet. And it was just one of those things. Something I probably would never do again. You know what I mean? But I don't think it harmed the market, you know? I don't think it has done anything as far as that, because Africa Redemption is still a great album and enough people across the world love the album. To this day, I mean, I'm performing songs off of the album everywhere I go, along with the sound, and people are always excited to hear some of the songs on the sound. We have songs on Africa Redemption from Junior Gang, Taurus Riley featured on the album, you know, Jam Mason, Chronix. So it's a real big album with some big features, and has been doing very well in Europe and stuff like that nevertheless. So music is always good, you know. I know artists that put out 3 albums a year, you know, and that's what they do. That's the amount of work they do, and that's how they feel they should run it. I was never a fan of that, you know, but one time in my life it ain't gonna hurt me to release 2 albums in 1 year, you know, so I give thanks. Well, 2016 we have a brand new album coming at you, Lovers Rap album, and it is straight for the ladies. I'm doing something just specific for the ladies this time. We haven't had any much for the ladies, so I'm dedicating this album strictly for the ladies. Lovers Rap for all lovers across the world, you know. And we released a couple songs. No Worry Yourself, that I shot the video, that we had Claudia Jordan and Malik Yoba in the video. Yeah, we just released a brand new song, Like It Is. We're looking forward to shooting a video for that and releasing that. So those are the singles that we're working with now to promote the album. I'm grateful to Jah, you know, yeah, because I could truly look and see that, you know, everything was supposed to happen, you know, because I was supposed to work hard. I was supposed to do everything that I did the way I did it to get this far. And, you know, I'm going to continue doing my best to represent the Virgin Islands. You know what I mean? Virgin Islands is my home and my passion. And, you know, everything for me is VI. And the music is worldwide. And everywhere we go, we chant Virgin Islands nice. And, you know, even so great that I have this song in my catalog to represent the country. You know, before I just had songs, you know, love songs, you know, reality songs. But now I have a song to really sing when I go across the world and represent the country, which is a step, which gives me a chip on my shoulder too. I'm grateful for that, yeah. To Jah.
Make sure you keep an eye out for Pressure's latest work in 2016. His albums are currently all available online for purchase, and that will do it for this episode of US Virgin Islands Ambassadors. Make sure you log on to www.usvirginislandsambassadors.com to sign up to become an ambassador. We'll see you next time.
But it's all in love and everything curry. So no worry yourself, girl. Listen, no worry yourself, yeah. Most like a guide and protect your life. No worry yourself, baby.